Marcus Rashford has got to be punished. Anthony needs a serious decision to be made on him in the summer. Welcome to the United Hot Sport. My name is Webb, and here are my major observations concerning the situation at Manchester United right now. I'll start it off with Marcus Rashford, our most paid player, who after last season scoring 30 goals was able to somehow convince the people that be to add him crazy amounts of money. Nearly £400,000 per week is what he's earning. But this boy has failed to play like he has got the heart of Manchester United. He's not delivering, but he's not even putting in an effort off the pitch. Being pictured, if it is true, pictured in a nightclub, then coming to report ill, probably had one drink too many. At a time when you saw Eric Ten Hag speaking after the game against Newport, you see a man under pressure. Eric Ten Hag is under extreme pressure. I actually started feeling for him. I love the fact that in the game we played yesterday, the return of Casemiro, Martinez, there was a clear indication that the team has stepped up in terms of quality, that there is an improvement in terms of quality. Look, sure, but the man is under pressure. But players who he has trusted, they have been given crazy amounts of money, are not trying. They're not putting in enough for the badge. I've said it before here, people, that Marcus Rashford has got to be sold. I've said it before here. Anyone gives us 80 million plus, we sell Marcus Rashford. And I'm sure if we announce that he's on sale, teams like PSG will come running. Teams in Italy will come running. Even in the Premier League, a few smaller teams would come going for him. But this boy does not deserve to be playing for United anymore. He has lost the attitude. I think we need to forget about this, interest and fascination with players who came from our academy. If players are not doing enough, and those are the things Omar Berada is going to be changing. If a player is not giving enough for the badge, if they are not dying a little for the club, if they are not carrying themselves like an example, Marcus Rashford, when he was getting an MBE recently, he was being postured and positioned as the new future of England, as the future captain of England, probably, and he seemed to be headed there. He was ahead of his mates, ahead of the Phil Fodens. He was ahead of which other English blood is there in his age. Phil Foden, talk of he was even almost coming close to Harry Kane. He was being groomed as if the next captain of England. But somehow he has lost the attitude. He's earning lots of money, driving these expensive cars, which is okay because footballers have the money to drive the expensive cars. But he has failed completely to focus on the football. First, it was reports about his birthday, if you remember, and somehow we played them, and even I here came out and found a way of protecting him. He's a boy turning 25. It's not a big deal. It's his new birthday. It's not a big deal. But after you failing to put in reasonable performances, the club is under pressure. There is a new owner in charge of the club. The guy is monitoring every player and everyone. You seem not bothered, and you're there going out in nightclubs. I think for me, that's a clear, easy decision in the summer. We want 100 million, according to Ineos and Co. They want a 100 million pounds, a mega sell. I think 8 of that can come from Marcus Rashford alone. Sell him. That is one. Number two, Anthony Dos Santos. We are done being taken for a ride. We are done being taken for a broad day light robbery. Anthony Dos Santos, wherever Eric Ten Hag does, whatever he tries to do, frustrating Amad Diallo, not giving him a chance even when it's the obvious thing he has got to do. Anthony Dos Santos has got to leave Manchester United. Nothing personal. He's a disciplined lad. He's a humble lad. I was at Carrington and I was trying to read him, and when he was driving in his body language, he's probably a humble lad. He's a good boy, maybe, but not a footballer for Manchester United. You saw how he was desperate to get on the score sheet. Like Eric Ten Hag had told him, if you don't score, you've betrayed me. If you don't score, you've betrayed my trust. The guy was wasting chances after chances, panicking, puts himself in the right positions, gets many chances on the ball, but does always the same thing, the same thing, panicking to do the same thing. Even if he scored and assisted, for me, Anthony Dos Santos, actually, it's a good thing. The scoring and assisting is for him to probably raise his stakes up. That maybe now a team in Saudi can pay a reasonable figure for him. This is another player we need to sell. Those two should be leaving Manchester United first, even before we think about the old players, by the way. Marcus Rashford and Anthony should be sold because they are young and we can get money from them, good money from them, sell them now, as we are rebuilding this team, because they are shielding young players who have got the heart of the club, who have got better potential. And I'm not questioning Anthony's heart. He probably has a bit of it. For Anthony, it's the head and the football they have refused. He's playing in his head, and his head is stopping him from playing football. So he cannot express himself. He struggles to do even the things he would do for fun as basics. It's in his head. Even Eric Ten Hag admitted it. The things, the issues he went through had something on him. Of course, they just worsened because he had already failed even before he came out to know about these things, that the allegations against him. We need ballers at Manchester United. That game against Newport, a weak opponent like that, showed us that actually it just seemed, it just showed us clearly the players who we have to let go. It showed us that Rafael Varane is done. His body is tired. Good as he is, Varane is no more. He's finished. We should be selling Rafael Varane. Casemiro has got a fight in him. He's a Brazilian. He's a professional. You would see, if we keep Casemiro for a little, for whichever reason, I would understand. But Varane, Antony, Marcus Rashford, who did not even make the squad for that game because of funny reasons, these are players who should be leaving Manchester United at the first available opportunity if we are serious about making money. We are having a dead January transfer window because we don't have money to spend. Financial fair play says we can't spend even on loan, guys. We cannot even buy a player on loan. But we are stuck with players who are earning crazy money on heavy contracts but cannot even fight and put in a fight, cannot even respect that the FA Cup is our closest chance to a title. And you're a player like Marcus Rashford, the most highly paid player, you should be setting the example. We were almost beaten by a League Two side. And these players don't care. We, the fans of the club, are more serious than the players. This is exactly what we are seeing. Poor boy, Kobe Maino, Casemiro, who is returning from injury, Lisandro Martinez are the few players who you see are putting in the hard yards, who are fighting for this badge. Bruno Fernandes, Azores, they are the few fighting for this badge. And that's why when one of them is not there, we struggle because of their heart, they put the level of Man United up so high to a serious team. When they are not there, these babies are just playing. These, Marcus Rashfords, these who should be senior players but earning money, the Antonys, they are just doing absolutely nonsense. And we can't talk about it. For me, this is a morning rant. I think Manchester United has got to go proper on the drawing board and first of all scrutinize this team, the personality, the characters, because you don't build a winning team with weak characters. That's exactly what Eric Ten Hag is looking at. He said he's going to deal with the Marcus Rashford situation, and he looked bitter, but the man looks so stressed, honestly. I think that game stressed the life out of him because the way it went from a very good 30 minutes or 35 minutes of the game to capitulating and doing things you can't even explain. As a manager, you're thinking, what's wrong with this team? But that's what we are. We are coming back in midweek again. Let's see what happens in that game. We'll talk about it in a bit. For me, that was my morning rant today. My name is Webb. Subscribe to the Hotspot. I'll catch you later.